Brad Pitt appears to be gaining the upper hand in the dispute over the French winery, as the judge indicated a tendency to agree with the request to review the non-disclosure agreements that Angelina Jolie had signed. This legal battle, involving a $500 million winery located in the beautiful Chateau Miraval estate in southern France, between Hollywood A-listers Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, seems to be reaching its peak. Here's the story. Chateau Miraval is not just a vast and beautiful estate but also a producer of world-renowned fine wines, especially rosé. Brad and Angelina purchased this estate in 2008 when they were still Hollywood's golden couple and invested a lot of effort into developing it into a prestigious wine brand. However, their relationship fell apart, they separated, and began disputing their assets. Among these, the winery became the focal point of their legal battle. The issue arose when Angelina sold her share of the winery to a company owned by a Russian oligarch without Brad's consent. This led Brad to sue Angelina, claiming she violated non-disclosure agreements and did not consult him before the sale. Recently, the judge has shown agreement with Brad's request to thoroughly review the non-disclosure agreements Angelina had signed. This is seen as a positive sign for Brad, as if these agreements are confirmed to be legally binding, Angelina's sale of her shares without prior notice could be deemed a breach of contract. All these developments have not only attracted public attention but also stirred the media. Everyone is eagerly awaiting to see who will ultimately emerge victorious in this intense legal battle. Regardless of the outcome, the dispute over Chateau Miraval winery is sure to be talked about for a long time. In 2021, Brad Pitt filed a lawsuit against his ex-wife Angelina Jolie for violating a mutual agreement they had reached during their divorce. According to the actor, the two had agreed not to sell their shares in the Chateau Miraval Rosé winery without the other's consent. This was an important clause to ensure that both would jointly manage and maintain the value of this asset. However, Angelina Jolie secretly sold her shares without informing Brad Pitt. The buyer was a Russian businessman, which left Brad both surprised and upset. He contends that Angelina's actions not only breached their agreement but also caused significant issues and negatively impacted the winery that they had both worked hard to build. Brad Pitt asserts that the agreement they signed was meant to protect their mutual interests and ensure the sustainable development of the winery. He believes that Angelina's covert sale of her shares was not only dishonest but also caused him considerable harm, both financially and emotionally. On her part, Angelina Jolie maintains that she had the right to sell her share and that her actions were entirely legal. She has filed a counterclaim to defend her decision, asserting that no violation occurred. 3 years have passed since Brad Pitt filed a lawsuit against Angelina Jolie, and the legal battle between the two has entered a new, tense, and dramatic phase involving accusations over non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. In early April, Angelina Jolie, born in 1975, accused Brad Pitt of using an NDA as a condition for him to buy her share of the winery to cover up past domestic abuse. She claimed she refused to sign because she did not accept this condition. In response to his ex-wife's accusations, Brad Pitt promptly denied these allegations. He asserted that he did not use the NDA to hide anything and countered by accusing Angelina Jolie of habitually making others sign NDAs. To support his argument, Brad Pitt's lawyers requested that Angelina disclose all documents related to the NDA. They believe these documents could prove Brad's innocence and reveal Angelina's true actions. However, Angelina Jolie opposed this request, arguing that disclosing the NDA documents would infringe on the privacy rights of third parties involved. She contended that the NDAs were signed to protect personal information and should not be made public just because of their dispute. The legal battle between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie continues to be fierce, with accusations and counterclaims from both sides. The lawsuit is not just a property dispute but also reflects the deep and complex conflicts between the two following their broken marriage. With the judge leaning towards supporting Brad Pitt, the current situation seems to be in his favor, but many unforeseen developments are still possible in this ongoing battle. At a court hearing in Los Angeles on May 16, local time, Brad Pitt's legal team persisted in their request to review the NDAs signed by the Maleficent star. They emphasized that these documents are highly credible evidence. Judge Leah Martin of the Los Angeles Superior Court seemed persuaded by Brad Pitt's arguments. She indicated a tendency to approve the actor's request. This means that Jolie will have to hand over all NDAs she has signed with various third parties since 2014, the year the former couple married, including documents signed by employees working for Angelina. The judge explained that these documents could help her determine what constitutes a reasonable non-disclosure request. She clarified that approving Brad Pitt's request does not imply any doubt about Angelina Jolie's character. The purpose is solely to examine whether the agreements she signed with others contain terms relevant to the lawsuit. Angelina Jolie's legal team is voicing opposition to the judge's anticipated ruling and expressing disagreement with Brad Pitt's requests regarding the non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. They argue that these requests are becoming weapons against the actress and causing significant concern. Paul Murphy, one of Angelina Jolie's top attorneys, has offered his perspective on the situation. He believes that Brad Pitt is trying to use NDAs as a tactic to conceal the instances of domestic violence that Angelina and their 6 children have endured. To Murphy, this is an effort from Brad Pitt to reverse his image and create a narrative that benefits him in this legal battle. Murphy also emphasizes that publicly disclosing the NDA documents could reveal sensitive information and invade the privacy rights of Angelina Jolie and related parties. He argues that instead of focusing on clarifying the situation, Brad Pitt is attempting to leverage NDAs against Angelina and create misunderstanding among the public. With the viewpoint of Angelina Jolie's legal team, the legal battle between the two is not just about agreements and assets but also about arguing for rights and fairness. At this point, the battle has become more complex than ever, with each side having their own perspectives and arguments, creating a multi-dimensional picture of one of the most famous divorce lawsuits in Hollywood history. When parents divorce, the psychological impact on children is significant and often leaves lasting impressions throughout their lives. The human mind has unique mechanisms for reacting, and childhood experiences can profoundly influence how we behave as adults. When children witness the conflicts and breakdown of their family, it can create powerful and deeply rooted emotions. These feelings often extend beyond childhood, continuing to affect the children's psychology and behavior as they grow up. While we may have failed in our marriage, we must prioritize protecting our children's psychological well-being to prevent them from repeating the same mistakes. It's essential to help children see the situation from a different perspective so that their parents' divorce can become a valuable experience. This can guide them in making wiser choices in selecting a life partner, appreciating family, and learning how to foster a sustainable, harmonious marriage.